All right, everyone, welcome to session 2. Our room is half as before the break, and it's fine. We have until 12 p.m. before the Deputy Governor of Negara arrives for her special keynote address. I think as we proceed with the panel, people will come into the hall. But let me just give you a run-through of what we're talking about for this session. The session is called Talent, Innovation, and Digital Skills for SMEs. I want to reframe this topic into 3 O's. Overview, opportunities, and obstacles to talent, innovation, and digital skills for SMEs. So 3 O's, overview, opportunity, and obstacles. So this is maybe just a way to frame the issue for the session. Okay, before I start, how many people here run SMEs? Can I have a show of hands? How many of you are SME owners? SME owners? Okay, some at the back. Oh, at the back, ramai, yeah? Okay. All right, quite a lot of people. About half. How many of you are working for corporate employees? Academicians? Okay, quite a few at the back there. How many of you don't really care what I say and won't put out your hand? Also got, huh? That's the majority, I think. Great. Let me just run through the speakers and then we'll probably have a conversation. On my right-hand side is Dato' Henry Goh. That's a very handsome co-founder of Macro Kiosk and also the COO, who I think has a very inspiring story. On my left-hand side, immediate left, is Mr. Eddie Hu, Vice Chair of Digital Economy Task Force for UN SCAP Sustainable Business Network, UN ESBN. ESBN, you should Google the website, they do amazing work. And on my far left is not a stranger to anyone here, Professor Major Honorary Dato' Dr. Engineer Chin Yusin, Justice of Peace, President of Asia Strategy Research Center. And I am Zaim Mozani, part of KSI. Let's start with Eddie. Eddie has a slide presentation, and then we'll go on with the rest of the panel. So, Eddie, I'll give you the floor and dazzle us away with your presentation.
Okay, thanks, Zaim. First of all, thank you, KSI, for having me and the rest here for our sharing. Yeah. So yes, I have some slides, but don't worry, just 3 slides. Yeah, because I'm only given 8 minutes to cover these 3 areas. So when I was invited to talk about these 3 areas, so I was wondering, wow, so broad, how to cover it within 6 to 8 minutes. So I just wanted to share. So recently I've conducted a survey, an empirical survey for my PhD studies. So the timing was just right. So I thought I would just share the findings of my survey. So hopefully it can help to broaden the knowledge of the SMEs practitioner here. Yeah. Okay, sorry. So the topics I'm going to cover is the influence of strategic imperatives on sustainable business growth. So there are 2 main components in my studies. Yeah, number 1 is about strategy imperative. What are the factors that can help SMEs to progress further? Yeah, to be successful in attaining the next component, which is sustainable business growth. Okay. So very cloudy. Yeah. So don't worry. So we take it 1 step at a time. So I think the middle columns, the wording run a little bit, yeah. Never mind, I will just go through with you. So let's focus on the yellow box on the right, yeah. Sustainable business growth. So this is a main objective of my study, yeah, to find out what are the factors can help SMEs to maintain their business growth in the longer term, yeah. Because based on research, past research, 60% of newly established SMEs couldn't survive beyond 5 years. That means 60% of these SMEs will close down. Even before they reach 5 years. So this is very critical because SMEs, as you know, and also highlighted by the earlier panelists, yeah, so it's backbone of our economies. This is the reason, the motivating factor for me to go into these studies. So what exactly is sustainable business growth? That means you need to have continuously expand and improve, right? Without giving out. Sorry. Yeah, without giving away future objective on sustainability. Yeah, so this is important. Yeah, and this sustainable business growth is measured by 3 dimensions. about the business growth, returns on capital, risk management. Yeah. So I'm not going to go into details of the methodologies, how the research was carried out. Yeah. So let's look at the 4 boxes on the left. Yeah. The first one is actually transformational leadership. These are the strategic imperative that I identified through literacy review, and these are the 4 strategic imperative that I believe can influence SME to attain their sustainable business growth in the long run. So the first one is about transformational leadership. There are so many leadership styles. So transformational leadership, I feel, is relevant for today's world, especially for the SMEs, because it's not just talking about leading the business for profitability. Yeah? So it includes the other areas like being a role models, walk the talk, taking care of your staff, grooming the talents, all these things. So it's very comprehensive leadership style. So this is the reason why this is was identified as one of the imperatives. Yeah. So the second one is about government assistance. I think again from the earlier panelists, yeah, a lot was spoken about financial assistance from the government, all these things. Yeah. Again, this assistance is divided into 2: financial and non-financials. Yeah. So the third one is about supply chain management. So supply chain is very important. During COVID time, we see a lot of impact on supply chain. Things, goods couldn't arrive in the country. I have some customers, they can't even export their products overseas because there is a breakage in the supply chain. Yeah? And the last one is about digital transformation. So these 4 imperatives actually cover nicely about the topics of this session, which is talent, innovation, and digital. So you see some ticks and cross. What does it mean? Yeah? So the first part of my research is about testing the direct influences of these 4 imperatives on sustainable business growth. So 3 ticks, 1 cross. Yeah. So that means transformational leadership, supply chain management, digital transformation have direct relationship on sustainable business growth. That mean that actually influence SMEs to do well in their business. Yeah. But how about government assistance? There's a cross. They mean the respondents feel that government assistance was not effective enough for them and not useful for them to attain sustainable business growth. What was the reason? So again, based on studies, yeah. So this could be due to the complexity of getting financial assistance from the government. Yeah. So if I can remember correctly, there are about 90 agencies handling how many hundreds of incentive in Malaysia. Yeah. So it becomes so complex for SMEs to even go for this kind of incentive. So direct relationship, 3 of the imperative, except government assistance. Oh, it runs. Why? So it runs again. Never mind. So there's 4 imperatives supposed on the left, and the right is still the business growth. And the middle one, I included another factors, which is entrepreneurial innovation, entrepreneurial innovativeness. Sorry, yeah. You can see at the top, at the title, interactive effects of entrepreneurial innovativeness on sustainable business growth. What does it mean? So having test on the direct relationship, now I put in a new factors, a new imperative, which is entrepreneurial innovativeness. So by including these factors, the entire relationship changed, right? So government assistance now becoming influential on business, sustainable business, right? So it's very difficult to read. Yeah. So entrepreneurial innovativeness obviously cover three areas: product innovation, process, and also behavioral innovation. So the research did not stop here. So we continue on the third stage. So here I included So I included 2 other components, which is firm age and the firm size. So this test is to understand whether or not a size and the age of these SMEs will be affected by the strategy imperative. So the finding was I like the finding because it says there it's not influential. That means SMEs, regardless of the size, regardless of age, can still achieve sustainable business growth by implementing or adopting these 4 strategic imperatives in their business. So that's about my short presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Eddie. Eddie, just I want to follow up real quick on the clarifications. You mentioned the slide 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Is, if I'm understanding it correctly, 4 ingredients for sustainable business growth is the first slide. The second one is the impact of entrepreneurship on sustainable business growth. Correct?
Yes. Entrepreneurial innovativeness in academic terms is called mediator. Yeah? Mediator, that means is interactive factors between the 4 strategic imperative and the results. So that means we put in another factors in between. So instead of just applying transformational leadership, now you include your innovativeness into the application of transformational leadership. So the effect is different.
Understand. Just a quick one. So we understand what is government assistance. Just now we talked a lot about the previous panel. Supply chain management, I think most of you understand. Digital transformation, most of us understand. What is transformational leadership? What is that? What does that mean?
Okay, transformational leadership, if you look at, because I think can you show the slide?
Can we show the slide again?
The first slides again. Okay, transformational leadership, there are 4 components to it on the left-hand side. Yeah, idealized influence. Idealized influence means the leader must serve as a model, a role model to the people. Yeah. Yeah, because there are, again, I mentioned there are different leadership styles. As far as transformational leadership, these are the 4 components they have to be called as a transformational leadership. Second component is inspirational motivation. They must be able to motivate the staff to achieve higher level, right? Because some bosses never talk to the staff, especially SMEs. They don't care, right? They just say, hey, you do it, I want the numbers. I don't care how you do it. So this is not good enough. When you apply transformational leadership, means you actually talk to your workers to understand what are the challenges they face, to help them to resolve and find a solution. Yeah, and intellectual stimulation. Yeah, so again here you encourage your people to be more creative, how to come up with more improve processes, improve product, improve services. Yeah, you encourage them to have this kind of mindset. Yeah, and idealized consideration. So in addition to all these issues, how considerate are you as a boss, as a leader? So do you care about their family? Do you care about their wealth, their health, being, all these things? So it's a very thorough kind of leadership. Yeah, that's why this is chosen. For my research.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. This is interesting because we're talking about talent for SMEs. I think there is a war for talent in Malaysia, especially among, not millennials, but among the Zoomers, Gen Z. You know, I was at a recent conference, and a lot of Gen Z, they look to things like this that matters. Because they don't want to just work for a boss or a company. They want to look for something that has meaning and contribution to what they do in life. So I think this is very interesting insight in terms of how, and I like how you put it into sustainable business growth, because I think usually they're not together, right? They're usually separate. But I like how you have integrated this component into something that is very, very holistic, very holistic approach. Okay, thank you so much. We'll come back to you maybe just for some case studies if we have any. Thank you so much, Eddie. Now let's go to, let me go to Datuk Henry Goh on my right hand side. Datuk, maybe just hear your thoughts on overview, opportunities and obstacles from your viewpoint, your lens, macro kiosk lens, where we're talking about this very broad topic of talent, innovation and digital skills. Feel free to pick any of the 3 or you pick only one, but just your lens in terms of obstacles, overview, opportunity and obstacles. So Datuk, floor is yours.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Thanks, Daim, and of course, thanks to Tan Sri from KSI for giving me the opportunity again to share some of my thoughts. My name is Henry. I run and founded a company called MicroKios. It's a Malaysian-based company where we help companies around the region, especially in Southeast Asia and North Asia, to adopt digitalization. So I founded companies for the past 20 years. We have also dealt with thousands of SMEs, not just in Malaysia, but around the region as well, as mentioned. And I hope that through my observation of the dealings that I have with the SMEs around this region, that I can share some of my thoughts with you all today. Talking about SMEs in itself is actually, almost every country that we dealt with, whether developed, developing, or underdeveloped countries, SMEs, as always, is the backbone of growth. It's like backbone of entrepreneurship and also a backbone of employment in a sense. And I think, that's why SME becomes a very crucial role. Or sometimes we also call it SMEs is something that people has always been understated, the importance, because they always look at big companies per se. But however, I think for a country to grow, SMEs form the biggest platform for any growth or any innovation to come true. Talking about SMEs per se, of course, also the title of things that I'm supposed to share today, it comes down to three key areas that I would like to talk about, really in the form of innovation, talent, and digitalization of SMEs. These three topics, while it stands by itself, it does also work together. It's like a trinity that is being employed and being usefully used will enable growth for SMEs and also, of course, growth in the country as a whole. Starting with innovation at the beginning, SMEs, well, as I mentioned, is a growing area, but also because there's abundance of SMEs in many countries, and every country, for example, the competition is cutthroat between each SMEs. And then, obviously, sometimes in Asian countries, for example, when they see that you're doing well, your neighbor will open the same shop in itself. So competition became the very, very essence of SMEs growth and survivability. That's why, in a sense, there are 60% of SMEs that doesn't last through 5 years. In that sense, innovation became the most important thing for the survival and also for SMEs to basically ultimately grow to be a large company. Innovation is really the buzzword. While many people believe that innovation equals to technology, actually innovation does not equal to technology. Innovation instills an environment that will allow the owners as well as employees of SMEs to develop themselves in an environment that's very innovative. And through this environment of innovation, they will allow companies to actually grow in terms of new products and solutions, but also to improve operations and productivity. Of course, innovation does not just come, as I mentioned, out of nowhere, or even just out of a blue that innovation happens. But I think innovation happens due to there's correct talent involved, both in terms of the leadership, as Eddie was mentioning about transformative leadership. I think that's very important. So leadership comes at the first. And obviously, the talent that's within the company will need to be there. So what SMEs is encouraged to do, which I think is still quite lacking in the area of SMEs now, is the upskilling of the employees. Many times, employees that join an SME, they will stay in that role for a very long time, and they do not have the opportunity to grow or upskill. And I think this is an environment where I think SMEs are lacking. And although government has put in things like HRDF and all these things, I think they are not maximized in order to grow upskilling talent. So while upskilling talent doesn't happen immediately, it's not like you send the talent out there and come back and immediately they make you $1 million more. But I think it comes to a point where consistent upskilling of your talent will then enable them to provide you the necessary innovation and the necessary growth in your organization. Obviously, another area of talent is also talk about not just talent upskilling, it's also talking about talent management in itself. Many times, I know just now that someone from TAR College was talking about why Singaporeans are being paid 3,200 and why Malaysians are not being paid 3,200. And I'm still quite surprised then why not everyone Malaysians go and work in Singapore, right? But I think the key whole notion, of course, we're going to debate about that. It will take you probably a couple of days to talk about that. But in the general perspective of this is that obviously we need to continuously pay our talent better. I think that's very important to retain them. And I think it should be commensurate in terms of the skills that they have. And if you are upskilling your employees, it's to firstly to upskill them, not just by giving them the ability to upskill and to employ their skills, but also to actually award them if their skills and their innovations are helping your organization. I think there's something that's also a bit lacking here. I think that's very important. And last but not least, obviously you have, as mentioned now, we have the innovation where we need to then have the correct talent to innovate. And last but not least, I would say digitalization and technology. Digitalization and technology, again, is taken up very much in the wrong context, in a form where a lot of SMEs mention that they have adopted digital technology, therefore they are a digitalized company. I think that's not correct. As mentioned just now, you need to have the innovation platform, you need to have the talent, and finally, digitalization technology is just an assistant tool to help you to be more innovative. The assistant tool that your talents can utilize to help your company to grow. So digitalization becomes a very important part. Of course, I don't say it's not, but then the adoption of digital technology is not simply because it's adopted, but it's simply it must be used with objective. It must be a tool that your talents can utilize, and therefore it can then maximize the opportunity that digital technologies is given. So, as mentioned, of course, I think it's better we can open to the floor as we ask more questions. But I think just to come to summary, I think the point where we need to give innovative and innovation-driven environment in your organization so that people can talk about the ideas. And your talent needs to be upskilled continuously. And obviously, last but not least, utilizing digital technology to then help your talents to innovate and to ultimately drive growth for your company. So I think this tree is a trinity of growth for SMEs, and I think we should employ all three together for our companies to prosper. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Togo. Very insightful. I like what you mentioned, innovation doesn't mean technology. I can tell you the amount of times I've met people, they come to me and tell me, oh, innovation is technology, just use the app. That doesn't mean. Innovation is also business model innovation, product innovation, process innovation. There's so much misconception about innovation just being tech driven. So I want to get your thoughts in terms of how do you make sense of this?
Yeah, I mean, you look at, I think there was a story about this toothpaste thing. I'm not sure whether anyone heard about this toothpaste story, right? There was one question the boss asked the employee and say, how do I sell more toothpaste, right? What the employee replied was, is just open the hole at the top of the toothpaste a bit bigger. The tube at the toothpaste just open a little bit bigger. Therefore, the guy will automatically squeeze more toothpaste on their toothbrush, right? So I think that the key point is that this is what I call innovation. That doesn't really involve technology per se. But I think these ideas, of course, is in a way, it's once in a lifetime idea. But in general sense, innovation to drive growth does not really need to come purely in terms of technology.
You sort of like every day you're looking at your processes and tweaking just one small thing.
Yes, correct.
And eventually that's innovative, but it's gradual, right?
Yes,
and it's
correct,
still, at the end of the day, your number still becomes better. Thank you so much, Dr. Enrico. We'll come back to you later on for more questions, of course. Last but not least, we have Professor Dr. Chin Yusin. I like Dato. Dato is always full of passion and energy. Maybe Dato, share with us some of your thoughts on overview, opportunities, and obstacles on this topic, and then we'll come back to you.
Thank you very much. Just now, it's digital technology. Actually, digital technology is only a tool that helps you to sort of make your works easier. Just like when you do the digitization of your company, it will simplify the process. It will sort of improve on your operational efficiency, especially in the accounting department. Then you can go for the automated invoicing, or you go for the automated payment of salary to your workers. And then, so in terms of manufacturing, you will sort of optimize the operations, the manufacturing process of your company. So basically, digital tools, what I call digital technology, is only a tool. But you still need the human being to make the decision Just like AI. You can't simply rely on AI to buy share for you. Because this AI only operate in a way, what we call the optimum condition, economic condition. Some of the emotional factors AI cannot take into account because the AI is very rational. Everything to do with machine or computer is considered very rational kind of thinking or rational decision making. So you will rely this AI to buy share, then you face problem because some of the other factors are emotional factors you cannot take into account because AI cannot make the kind of decision. You still need human being to make decision. Just like the using digital technologies. Just like I was mentioned, everybody can digitize your company. I think with money, with talents, many people can sort of digitize your company. But how to make the company more effective or more competitive, you need the talents or you need the human being or human capital. So that's why this digital technologies is only how to improve your operational efficiency of the company. So that you can save some costs. Just like I was mentioned about you can save 20 to 30% of your cost because you don't need so many human beings to do the repetitive work or those what I call routine work. You just sort of use this digital technology so that you cut down your this operational costs and you make it more efficient. And then digitization, you can sort of make use of this technology to link with your customer also, so that when the customer need when the order fall below certain level, what I call the reorder level, is straight away. I mean, the manufacturer or this supplier will know this customer need to sort of send them a new supply already. I think all this is good that you make your thing, what I call everything more efficient and faster, all connected together. From the manufacturing floor, it can be connected to the customer. You can connect it to your this administration department, your accounting department, finance department, straight away to the customer. This is what I call digitization, the benefit of digitization. And another thing good about digitization is that you can sort of make the company straight away, you can be more competitive in the market because you be able to computerize all the operations and digitize your operations so that you can make your workers more productive. So I was saying, most of your workers don't have to spend so much time on those routine work or those repetitive work, so they can sort of spend more time thinking how to improve the what I call the product features, how to improve the what I call the better give customer a better service, and how to improve on the process. So all these things, I would say, is a real determining factor for your company to be competitive in the market. Because all these things, digitization, most of the people can do. If let's say got certain finance or this human talent, but the one people cannot do is how to be innovative. That will determine the survival of the company. Digitization is part of it, but its most important part is still called the creativity and the innovation of your this what I call workers. Because you know in marketing you talk about first thing you talk about the mass market penetration. The way you are selling to the whole market or the what I call the large market, then you use the what I call the mass marketing strategy. So in order, some of the things you have to be, so you have to earn more money, earn profit, then you go for the differentiation strategy. That means you must sell something different from the market. What you don't sell the Me Too product. When you sell the Me Too product, you'll be in the red ocean. You want to be in the blue ocean, you need to sell certain product which is different from other people. And then also, you must sell those blended products because according to the marketing theory, you sell something like a blended product, you can earn 80% of your profit, 20% is your cost. If you sell Me Too product or the product similar to other people, then 80% will be your cost, 20% only will be your profit. That is a different why people need to plan your product, because you don't plan your product, you cannot earn much profit. This is how US product compare with China market. This Tesla actually got not much features, only got blending only, but it's very expensive, no features also. But now BYD even is cheaper, technologically wise, it's more advanced and got more features. Because Tesla, let's say you go to a place where the temperature is below 30 degrees, the battery just cannot function. But BYD still can function under minus 30 degrees. So that's why now Tesla is losing the competition already, including this Apple. That's why you have the blending, but also must always be innovative and try to come up with the new features. Just like Huawei, they got the what called AI, incorporated with AI technologies. This Huawei is still, I mean, this Apple selling very expensive, but don't have this sort of feature. You think this Apple can survive in the long term? I will predict Tesla and Apple soon will face off on the market because of they don't know, they never sort of innovate all the while. They thought all the while they are number one. Don't know that the people is chasing from behind you. That's why you cannot sort of always think that now you are doing very well. Then it's okay. The Chinese always say a toast company can survive, people can survive, it's only during the crisis. Make you more alert and you can survive better. Those people always living in the comfort one, in the comfort zone one, they cannot survive. Just you look at the case of Apple and Tesla, you know already. They have been very advanced last time, but now they are losing the competition because anybody can win the Chinese market. You can win the whole world. Because Chinese market is a very large market, and with so many diversity. The weather also changed from Hainan Islands, the weather same as us. You go to northeastern province, the weather is so cold, below 20 or 30 degrees, you got a desert also. So that's why, and in China there was internal, what I call evolutions or internal competition is so keen that you need to be innovative in order for those. And then you must do it cheap also with what I call high performance. That is the thing. That's why I'm saying digital technology is one tool that can help you to improve, but actually how to make your products to be what I call competitive all the while, you need innovation. You must always sort of come up with new products. Don't think that now you are number one. You cannot be always forever be number one if you are not innovative enough, and you must be alert of what is market is going on. So that's why all these AI thing can help improve your process or your operation, but they cannot sort of make your product to be very competitive. You want to be competitive all the while, you need innovation. You must always change for the better. Don't always think that you are number one now. You don't have to change. That's why these are consumers, they are very alert and very smart one. You can fool them one, you cannot fool them all the while. So I think time is up already.
No, thank you so much, Dato'. A very interesting point. You mentioned on one hand that technology can improve competition, can improve efficiency, competitiveness, and innovation. But you also mentioned that you cannot rely 100% on technology because you still need creativity and innovation. I think that's a very interesting point because some people they tend to lean on one more than the other. And I think you mentioned a very balanced approach. I've been told that I have to end this session by 12 p.m. So I want to do Q&A, but at the same time, I'm also worried that when the Deputy Governor comes in, we're still running over time. So I'm very mindful of that. I want to just invite all of the panelists to give digitally actionable or practical advice for SMEs that are in the journey of digitalization and innovation. The numbers are staggering. Most SMEs in Malaysia are in the infancy of innovation and not innovation, digitalizing their businesses. So there's a big gap between big companies and small companies in terms of digitalization. So maybe I'd like to invite panelists and also talent. Let's not forget talent. Maybe let's invite all the panelists to give some parting words of advice for our SMEs, and then we'll call it a day. So maybe we go back to you, Eddie, and then go down the list.
Okay. Reading research paper is good. Knowing what to do is important. But the key is implementation. Yeah, so knowing what is ESG, what is innovation, I think that is fantastic. But for SMEs to progress, to move into the next level, so SMEs need to really sit down on the drawing board and work out what exactly do they want to achieve and how are they going to do it. If they can't do it themselves, don't be shy to engage external help. Yeah, get the professionals to help. I think the government has a lot of assistance, a lot of incentive that can lighten the financial burden of these SMEs. Yeah, government may not be able to help 100%, but at least to lighten the burden of the financial aspect. Yeah, execution is important.
I want to ask you, first thing you mentioned was reading business papers. Any recommendation?
Yeah. I mean, there are plenty of research paper. So I'm sure all of you browse in Google. So I would recommend you go into Google Scholar. There is another browsers, yeah, Google Scholars. So these are all academics research paper. This is very useful. So if let's say you want to know about innovation and SMEs and Malaysia, yeah, so you just key in these three keywords, and you have plenty of papers for you to read. But bear in mind, academic paper is very dry, yeah. So it covers 19-20 pages, but you don't have to read from word to words, yeah. Important to understand what are the key importance, the gist of the papers, yeah. So and as I mentioned, execution. And from after readings, all these research findings, all these things, how to translate all these findings into your execution. How can it benefit your business? Yeah, this is more crucial. Yeah, because academician is all about research. They don't care whether or not these are executable. It's not their problem. Yeah, academician, their job is to do research day in day out. But we are practitioners. Practitioners are those who want to make full use of the findings and how to leverage on the findings to make more money. Business is all about making money, right?
Thank you so much, Eddie. They are very insightful. I think Google Scholar, I used that when I was doing my master's. Very, very helpful. Very stressful also sometimes. Don't understand the English. Very difficult. Okay, Dato' Enrico, parting words, advice for SMEs, business owners.
All right. So yeah, again, just want to share a little bit on my experience. I think I've run micro-kiosks since 2000, so that's 24 years long company. We started off, of course, as a startup, SME, and of course, I think now we are slightly bigger than SME. The thing is that over the past 4 years, we have gone through many different rounds of economic crisis, change in technology, and even demand in terms of customers' demands and requirement. And I think what truly brings us through all this while and continue to survive till today is truly comes down to point of innovation. I think we have continuously changing in terms of products and solutions. We have continually allowing our team to actually innovate themselves and to help the company on a very liberal way. We do also provide a lot of upskilling opportunity for them as well. I think we contribute a couple of 100,000 to HRDF every year, and I think we spend that almost every year as well in terms of upskilling our people. Having said that, yes, I think business is all about profitability. Nothing against Eddie, but I think the key point is that there must also be investment being done in terms of survivability. A lot of companies that only focus entirely on profitability, there comes the 5 years. I believe that if you want 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, it comes down a point of profitability with also investments in key areas to drive your company's growth. So it's to be more long-term in that sense.
No, I absolutely love what you mentioned. I think there's also a practical element when you're doing business. Yeah, to your point, I think I love the fact that you're also upskilling your staff 100%. I'm so jealous. I want to work for micro-kiosks already.
I think the point is that, for me, the point is that why do I keep the money with the government, right? Let's use the money to upskill people. I think that's just really important, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Use your levy. Don't waste your levy. Dato' Chin, you have the last word, but bear in mind it's 12 o'clock. So last word for you, sir.
I think the major problem faced by many SME or companies is not what I call whether to digitize or not. Digitization is a compulsory thing now. So only thing, the problem is the internal problem. because the resistance from these workers to change, because normally human being, anything come new one, they're very difficult to accept. That's why any new ideas or new concept or new technologies, you ask them to sort of adopt, they will put up resistance. So I think this is a major problem faced by many companies, whether to digitize or not. I think if those companies, they really know what I call the importance of competitions or survival in this market, they need to change or they need to adopt technologies. But the workers, especially those deadwood workers or those old staff, you give them any new ideas, they refuse to change because it would disturb their life pattern. That's why they're refusing to change. There's a problem why many SMEs still not digitized or not fully digitized, mainly because of the internal problem or the resistance from the what I call the workers. There's a major problem. How to overcome this resistance? So you have to let the workers know. If those people really don't like to change, then you have to ask them to go already. No choice, because all these thick wood, you don't remove them, one day you will be removed by them. Instead of you want to sort of make your company survive, then make your company cannot survive. So that's why all this thick wood you need to replace. If they refuse to go for training or they refuse to improve on their productivity, so you must really give them the last warning. And really you give them the warning, they still don't want to change. You got no choice. You have to be unpopular. You have to remove them already. Because all these thick woods, they are the cancer cell in your body. So if you don't sort of remove this cancer cell, it will affect others, good workers also. So eventually, the whole company also, the workers all become non-productive. In a way, like our civil servant, everybody know. So everybody go for tea break. The actual working hour is so few only. That's why last time the government only give them the what I call the salary increase automatic. Whether you work or don't work, you still get the same salary. That's why now the new government saying that their salary increase is performance based also. I think this is good also. For your company also the same thing. For a company also, if they refuse to go for training and refuse to change, you have to give them a warning, final warning. Still don't want to change, to carry of them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dato' Chin. That was such a powerful way to end the session. And I think, Dato' Chin you can be a good trainer for companies, SME companies. Get Dato' Chin to train your workforce, increase productivity. I'd like to thank all of our panelists. Once again, Dato' Enrico on my right, Mr. Eddie Hu on my left, and obviously Dato' Chin for a very interesting session, power-packed, insightful. I'm going to pass it back to the MC as we will commence the next session very soon. So thank you so much. Let's give all ourselves a round of applause for the session.
Thank you, Mr. Zaim, and to all our panelists for a compelling discussion on the pivotal roles of talent, innovation, and digital skills in the transformation of SMEs. The insights shared today are invaluable as we navigate the ever-evolving business landscape. I would like to invite all of the panelists and moderators to stand in front of the stage for a photo session.